Hi. Welcome to my channel. First, I would like to say I'm sorry that I haven't uploaded an anti-MLM video in a while. I know it's a video subject that gets more views than any of my normal videos, but sometimes it really just like drains me out. I always need a break from anti-MLM stuff after I film a video of it, but today we're back at it. Before I get into this, I want to briefly just disclaim and put it out there that we are going to be watching a video from someone in Monat, and they posted this on their story, I believe, but I found this via the Instagram Not Your Hun. Check them out if you want. I saw this video and I got very angry. I got very angry and I decided to make a video about it because this was, I had a lot of things I already wanted to say. I didn't just want to make a random video about these specific points. So this video kind of just came at the perfect time. It was kind of in the same category of things that I wanted to talk about regarding anti-MLM, MLM reps, all that jazz. So before we get into it, I want to just say that this video that I'm going to be presenting to you is not intended for me to bash or hate on the person at all. The person's identity is completely irrelevant, which is why it's going to be blurred out for this video. And I'm simply using this person's video as an example for a topic and discussion I want to have further on in the video. I want to use what this Monat rep is saying as examples of further things I want to discuss about just the MLM world in general. So I will be taking some things that this MLM rep will be saying and applying it to my argument or my opinion about multi-level marketing. So I just want to put that out there. And if you guys know who this person is, I highly encourage you to not put it in the comments, not tell other people. You guys have been really good about that. So I'm very grateful and very thankful that you guys are doing so. We're going to keep the people completely anonymous. Anyone involved, if you know, don't say anything because who cares? It doesn't really matter who it is. Without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into this video.
Tell me to get off my phone. I just had a conversation with this girl and it brought up so many emotions about where I was prior to joining Monat and just how I had these, huge ambitious goals with my business that I was doing. And honestly, I made a lot of those goals a reality. I built an insanely amazing clientele. I was featured on TV shows. I had recorded, multiple pilots for my own TV show. Like, all the things that, like, when we start, we're like, this would be amazing, did it. This would be amazing, did it. But the thing that I didn't realize or I didn't know that I think a lot of us small business owners don't realize or don't know when we're building something.
Okay, so really quickly, I just want to say, one, it truly makes me very anxious seeing people driving and posting like these long ass things on their stories because I just want to know what's happening on the other side of the road. You know what I'm saying? It's very concerning.
And it brought up so many emotions.
But number two, I cannot understand and will probably never understand like how frustrating it is for actual business owners, for people who started their own company, went through the whole trials and errors, building prototypes and doing test runs, test products, all this jazz, spending their money, putting their time and money and hopes and dreams and doing all of that and going through the work works to actually start a company and a business. Like, imagine if you did all of that work and you hear these MLM reps who just buy a pre-made, pre-packaged, don't even have to pay for the distribution of it, product pack, and then call themselves a business owner. That must be very frustrating, and I'm so sorry to anyone who has their own business and goes through all of that and hears this from MLM reps on a daily basis. My heart goes out to you because that must be very frustrating for obvious reasons, because these people are not business owners.
Building something is going to take away from. And I had no way of predicting or understanding or knowing what, growing a business and the time that I would have to invest in that would take away from me, would take away from my ability to be the wife and the mom and, the person that I really sought out to be. Like that I wanted to create that time freedom, but building financial freedom or working towards that in the business where you labor, you put in, labor to get paid. Your business doesn't work for you. You work for it. You are a slave to your business. And if you're not working, you're not getting paid.
Obviously, there is a lot of things wrong with this particular statement and clip that we just watched. So I wrote down what was happening in this clip because I do want to make a couple different points about this statement about if you're not working, you're not getting paid. Because although that can be true for hourly wage jobs and stuff like that, minimum wage workers, because first of all, this whole, the minimum wage is stupid and they should get more benefits and healthcare and all that jazz. This obviously does not apply to every job because there are many full-time jobs as well as part-time jobs that will pay you when you're not working. You can get paid vacation, paid time off, paid sick leave, family, medical related leave, any holidays, stuff like that. You will get paid time off for a full-time job, most of them. I do agree that it's very sucky to have to call off work for a reason that does not apply to any of the things that your job covers, but to call yourself a slave to your job, to your full-time job, part-time job, minimum wage job, whatever it is, to call yourself a slave for a job that pays you, truly pays you. Nothing irks me more than people throwing this word around, slave. Oh yeah, slaving away, a slave to my job, stuff like this. And this is something, honestly, when you use this type of vocabulary, you're diminishing the actual substance of the word slave, slavery, whatever. It is so incredibly disrespectful to say this. It's very entitled and it's very privileged to be able to see a job that you get paid for as a job that you are a slave to. I find this very frustrating for obvious reasons. If you know anything about American history or just history in general, slavery is a lot deeper and terrible and horrific, and everything that goes with it is just so much more intense than you working a 9-to-5 job or whatever. It truly disgusts me, if I'm being completely honest. It disgusts me that people have the audacity to just throw this word around and just say it. Slavery, the shit that freaking slaves had to go through, mind you, not getting paid at all. Okay, slaves don't get paid. They just are able to live, basically, even though they have to do all this hard ass labor and basically just live and die for this job. Whereas full-time regular jobs, part-time jobs, minimum wage jobs, anything like that, you are getting money for it. You are receiving money in turn of your time, in turn of your work. You're receiving money in order for you to pay for whatever else you need to, in order for you to live a sustainable life. Is it perfect? The whole payoff for this? No. But to compare it to slavery, it is honestly disgusting. I remember this verbitude and just the intensity of this word. It truly makes me so mad when people use it. And I remember working one night and there was a coworker of mine, and this is when the pandemic first started popping off, and when it was truly, when I mean popping off, I mean like when it was first, people were like going to rallies for like not wearing their mask and all that jazz, like when it was fresh. And I remember there was this girl at my work who was going on about how she doesn't want to wear her mask, how it's like dumb, blah, blah, blah. She just doesn't agree with it. And I remember she said to the rest of the coworkers, dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. The entitlement that statement exudes is truly baffling to me. I cannot understand. I don't want to keep going on and on about this, but I want people to know that it's not okay to say stuff like this, because obviously we're not living in that times, and the shit that people had to go through when slavery was a thing and the things that people have to go through now because it was a thing. I just don't want these MLM reps to use it to their advantage and try to use this word and give it some whole type of meaning than what it actually is and what it actually stands for and what the history and substance behind it is. So that's gonna be that on that.
Here's the deal, you guys. I started something that I was so passionate about, that I love so much, and I had so much passion and so much drive in creating something successful, that by the time I got to the place of, success I was going, it had drained every ounce of passion out of me, because I was reliant on, trading my time for money. And that's a really hard feeling. That's a really hard place. And a lot of people are in that place. A lot of small business owners are in that place. And it's like, not to mention the money that goes into making money. And it's like I sit here and I watch so many dreams come true through this opportunity. And I know I say this all the time, but you guys, I gotta tell you, I would not need to recruit another person a day in my life for my business to thrive. Why I get on here and I talk about this is because you guys scratch the surface of people that this business is going to impact, that this business is going to build dreams and create that life that everyone deserves, okay?
Something that I find very common in these videos that most MLM reps will put out is them criticizing how other people make their money. Wanted to make a video, but I want an example to kind of back it up. Sometimes it seems as if people in MLMs, some people, mind you, some people in MLMs join because they want an easy way to make money. The idea of doing any type of labor or work in order to receive money does not appeal to them, when the reality is that you need to work hard to make money, which is kind of funny slash a double-edged sword slash ironic, because that's the very stance that they stand on, that you need to work hard in order to be successful in the business. And I'm glad that I stumbled upon this video, because I wanted to use it as an example of this mentality, because it seems like people inherit it when they move higher up in the company. People don't usually start out thinking this way, or thinking that they're kind of better than your average Joe working a job where he has to do work in order to make money. It's a very common thing in many anti-MLM videos and just throughout the anti-MLM community in general, that we kind of understand that most of the people that join MLMs are people that were preyed upon, or people that were taken advantage of, all that jazz. And though I do agree with that, I have to look at the other side. Who are the people that are doing the praying? Who are the prayers? Is that what it is? Who are the people that are doing the work to take advantage of these people? Using air quotes, don't sue me, don't come for me. This is just what's said in the anti-MLM community. So when I look at these people who are trying to recruit people into the company and all that jazz, I personally, in my opinion, believe that it is people who just don't want to do work and people who want to take the easy way out. Basically, it's people looking for a reason, a job or anything that will give them an excuse to quit the job they don't like like now. Like you can get a different job that isn't the job you have now that you'll like. You'll go through the trial and errors, maybe have a couple of different jobs, but these people who are usually doing these types of talks, Instagram stories, inspirational posts, all that jazz, are the people who joined because they don't really want to do the labor that it takes in order to make sustainable money. And this is why most of the people in MLMs focus on capitalizing on influencer lifestyle, materialistic expectations and dreams and all that jazz, because it's easier to tell people to aim for that and aim for their dreams and stuff, because that is something that people are hold very near and dear to their heart, and something people are very protective of are their dreams. It's something very personal and sincere to them. And that's what's sucky about these MLMs, is that these people are not getting paid what they deserve. And I want people to get paid what they actually deserve, like the work that they're doing. Like minimum wage people do not simply get paid enough is one example of that. But I feel like sometimes, again, this is my opinion. I want to say that throughout this video because this is just a point, my opinion, that I want to express. But sometimes it feels like people say that the work is hard, even though usually the people who are doing the hard work are the ones that get to the top because they already have a lot of money and are able to just buy all the stuff themselves, or they have followers already that are willing to pay that. Sometimes I feel like they sometimes tell themselves that this job is hard work and you have to put in the effort and the dedication, everything like that. They tell themselves that, and they tell their downline and all the other MLM reps this because they want to give themselves some sort of reassurance that they are hard workers and they didn't really hop out and basically go through with this get rich quick scheme. Again, this is my opinion, and I am not saying that people weren't hard workers before this or they aren't hard workers now, but I am just trying to connect some dots and find some clues, some pieces, and piece them together as to how or why people join these multi-level marketing companies, because we know that there are people who join because they feel like they have to, they're manipulated, or they're guilt-tripped into doing so. But there are people who join it because they truly just want an easy way to make money. And people tell them like, hey, I make this much money, this amount in a month, blah, 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 make it seem so easy, and all the benefits you get, they're like, hey, this is basically a full-time job and I didn't even have to be qualified to do it, you know, go to school or anything. Something else that truly bugs me about this is that people, again, tying it back together with this whole influencer thing, because the whole influencer lifestyle is flawed in many ways. The depiction of it is very altered because people see these pictures of, like, let's say like influencers traveling or whatever, eating the best food, getting to go on vacation all the time, yada yada, whatever. People see that on their feed and they're like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's nice. But we don't realize it, but subconsciously or maybe consciously, we see that and we're like, damn, I kind of want to do that. Like, I wish I could do that. And you hear that them being an influencer is basically their only stream of income, and you go, okay, that seems really easy. Like, I just have to post pictures and I can get paid for that. Like, dream job, you know what I'm saying? But let's really think about it. Is that really their dream job? Like, is that really your dream job if you you actually knew, one, what goes into being an influencer, or two, are you kind of told that, or were you kind of manipulated into seeing that as a dream career, a dream job, whatever? Truly think about it. Sometimes those random pictures just pop up. They pop up on the explore page, just in like ads or whatever, especially MLMs. They pay for ads and stuff like that, but that shit is not legal. Like, is this the life that people tell you that you should want, or is that actually the life that you want? You know what I mean? Because I think the life that people should strive to want is a life where you're happy, right? Whatever makes you the happiest, wherever your most pure, authentic self. That is the life that you should strive for. And that's a beautiful thing if you can achieve that. You don't have to do that by traveling everywhere, although traveling is a very wonderful, privileged thing to do, but that should be not something that you're reliant on. Or any of these things that influencers or these MLM reps kind of push onto you that make you think that that is a life worth living, which in reality, like, who you are right now is worth living. You don't have to change yourself in order to achieve a life that will bring you happiness, where you can be your pure, authentic self. You can do that right now, and people will love you, people will hate you, but who cares about those people, am I right? So the point I'm trying to make is that these MLM reps will feed off of this ideology. They will feed off of this persona that traveling, material things, wealth, anything like that is something that you need to have in your life. And that is something that you can achieve through this MLM, whichever MLM it is. All MLM reps say this. That is like one of the main things that I hate about these MLM companies, and how they aim for people's dreams, how they aim for this romanticization of people doing a simple job, or people doing basically the bare minimum of a job and living the extravagant life where they're always on an adventure. Because the fact of the matter is, hard work and pays off. You know what? Sometimes you have to do a hard job in order to make some good ass money. That's just how it is sometimes. And if you're smart with your money, then you can be living that adventurous, extravagant life that you want. But it all comes within reason, and it all comes within your morality, just who you want to be, how you want to achieve that.
I won't shut up about it. I probably won't ever shut up about it. It's just not in my nature. I look at something, I see something, I want to share it. Because I was once in that place where I really didn't know what this opportunity had to offer. I'm telling you, are not in this business, you have absolutely zero clue. The only way that I could explain it to you is this. How many of you tried to imagine what it would be like to be a mom? How much you are going to love your baby? Okay? How much you are going to love your baby. I'm going to love my baby so much. And then you get your baby and you are like, holy shit, I had no idea what was coming for me. This is incredible. This is amazing. You don't know what's on the other side. That is the only way that I could explain this business life. You have no clue. You don't understand. I know. I understand what it's going to do for your life.
Okay, couple things. So one thing that is concerning about this mindset that many MLM reps have is people's mindset, whoever, whatever, who cares. The concerning part of this is that she's speaking to her followers, which are probably mostly made up of other people that are in monat, other people who are in her downline, or people who are seeing her posts and are like, damn, I want that life, even though everything is pretty much fake on social media, which again, I hate using that word, but everything's staged. We'll just say that. This business opportunity is for people who already want an established business / company product without doing the work that it takes to get something established. If you hear about any big successful like YouTubers or influencers or whatever, you will hear it took them a long time to really take off into what would be seen as successful. YouTube YouTubers would be on for years until they're finally have a video that everybody loves, whatever that gets them on the map. And that's how it is for like most other businesses and companies. It takes a long time for them to actually get something started up and get something successful. And most people want that because, let's face it, like CEOs, executives, all those fancy people up there in businesses, they live that life that you want. Like she said earlier, the business works for them. They don't work for the business, which is another first world problems, am I right? In my opinion, this perception is corrupt. It's honestly corrupt because it's allowing people to tell themselves that they don't have to do hard work in order to, live their dream life. And then when you get in there, they're like, yeah, it is hard work. And then you do the hard work and then you don't make any money. So that's the reality of it. I mean, income disclosure statements will really prove that. I mean, you're telling me out of 100% of the people that are working for Monat or the market partners or whatever, you're telling me that out of 100% of those reps, only 1% of them are doing the correct hard work. Because apparently it is hard work apparently, but only 1% is doing it correctly. That doesn't seem right. And however many is not doing it, like why is the percentage that is the lowest income the biggest one? I can't believe that many people aren't doing it correctly and aren't doing hard work at all. I understand it takes time to get to a place like that, but like where you're higher up in the company or whatever. But I truly think that it's, in the case of multi-level marketing, I truly believe it's a case of luck or already having money or already having followers who are willing to spend that money, family members, whatever. Like you will hear, which I might do a video about this later on, we'll see. But there are people who dead ass will buy so much product and be like, oh my gosh, I'm in the millionaire club, or oh my gosh, I moved up in my rank. It's like, yeah, because you bought all the product. Like that doesn't count. That doesn't mean you're successful. And I just hate how much she's painting this picture of trading your time for money is jack shit, and trading your time for money is basically the worst thing that you can do for yourself, which that's a pretty normal thing, trading your time for money. Like I'd rather trade my time for money than like doing like one thing for like 4 hours and then someone's being like, oh, I guess I'll pay you like 20 bucks. I'm like, no, it should have been 20 bucks an hour. That's actually really helpful in some situations. Of course, is this layout of how the world works perfect? No. But we have to stop telling these people that want an easy way to financial freedom, which is like whatever that means. We have to stop telling these people that the only way to do that is through these MLMs because it's simply not true. And I'm getting sick and tired of people falling for this shit and telling other people this, honestly, because like the way she's phrasing it and saying this, like heaven forbid you have to go to a job and get paid and get benefits and be able to live a normal life. You can do other stuff, all that stuff that you want to do, you can do that while still having a normal job. And also you don't have to have a job that you hate. If you want a job that you like, trial and error, or do some research on jobs in your field, look on Indeed, apply, just put yourself out there and good things will come. You know what I mean? Because not everyone can do an MLM because there literally be no people left in the world. So something else I would like to touch on is I am very concerned of how much these multi-level marketing reps love their company. I understand loving a job and being excited to go to work, but to compare that love to the love a mother has for a baby is truly disturbing to me. I think we need to take a step back and realize that this is just a random company. This is a random thing that you just joined because you heard it from someone on Instagram. You're selling shampoo. I think we can take it down a notch. Again, I'm gonna keep reiterating this. I understand being excited about a job. I understand loving your job and being excited about that. But I think that there is a line to be drawn with how much that love it has taken over your life, how much room it takes up in your heart. And I think that line will be when you equate that love for your job to the love you have for your child. Your child. Unconditional love, take a bullet for them, their needs before yours, love.
I know how it will impact so many people that you are able to change the lives of. I know that because I've been doing it, you guys. And that's why I don't care how many people I annoy, how many people I bug, how many people like can't stand me. That's fine. That's fine. That is absolutely irrelevant on my mission. Okay? So, my point is, there are a lot of things that we will do in our life that will give us great joy. Okay? But monat is probably the only thing that will allow you to receive that joy, because you could still do other things and give you the financial freedom, the financial.
So when she says, I know, I understand what this is going to do for your life, I know, slash, I'm hoping that she doesn't mean this in a literal sense, because if she means it literally, then this is very degrading. Of course, she doesn't know everybody, and it's impossible for her to know everybody's situation, everybody's financial environment, their home environment, their mental health, physical health, everything, whatever. Any factors that can contribute to someone joining a company like this, it is impossible for her to know everybody. So she cannot just make this big blanket statement and just say, yep, it's going to change everybody's life. You listening, it's going to change your life specifically. It's kind of coming off like you don't know better for yourself. You don't know what's good for yourself. That's the degrading part that I'm talking about. Most MLM reps, when they say shit like this, that I know this is going to change your life, you have to dive in, blah, 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 whatever. To me, what I'm hearing is that you don't know how to be happy until you join this. You don't know what's best for you until I tell you, basically. Until you join this company, which you shouldn't have to join a company or a business in order to know that. And again, it's a shampoo company. Like, is it really the only thing that's going to bring you joy that is equal to your joy and love for a child, your child? That is the only thing that will bring you that kind of joy. How is this not concerning to like everybody that people think this about a shampoo company? How is this not so concerning? How is this like not a common thing? How is it more common to join these things than to not join them?
Ability, the dream possibility. Like, you guys, I don't know anyone who could be like, you know, I'm gonna go do this job and I'm gonna actually match my annual income with my monthly income in like 1 year. I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire within 3 years of doing this business. I mean, it's very, very rare. Considering the work that you are able to do you guys understand that all summer long, you know, literally reaching that $1 million club, reaching that $2 million club, I was on my boat with my family, like on my boat with in the desert with my family. Did I work? Yes. But guess what? I gotta be wherever the hell I want to be with whoever I want to be with.
Oh my God. Did I work? Yes, but I got to be wherever I wanted to be and be with whoever I wanted to be with, all while not paying attention or hanging out with them or spending quality time with them because I had to work. We must reiterate the privilege this video exudes, because to me personally, there is nothing more tacky than someone flaunting wealth in any way, shape, or form. It's like she's flaunting her privilege to everyone on the internet, and doing it on the internet is especially off-putting to me, because when people do that, they're doing that in hopes to impress someone, which is ironic because earlier in this video, she was saying that she doesn't care about the haters or the people that aren't about MLMs or whatever, but yet when people do this type of shit where they're talking about their wealth or their material possessions, anything like like that, they're doing it because they want to impress you. So that doesn't really sound like someone who doesn't care about other people's opinions.
We don't get that through other opportunities. Down with my nail lady, who's actually was a VIP customer of mine who fell in love with the product. And you know, it's so crazy, like just talking about dreams and like what we want to achieve and what we want to do. And it's like in 1 year she wants to retire her man so that he doesn't have to, you know, work in another state. And to be able to sit there on the other side of that table, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's go, girl. And know that it's 1,000,000% possible that she actually can do that. You guys, that's a feeling that I cannot even explain. That's a feeling of, like, the whole dream dealer. Your girl's a fucking dream dealer, okay?
So you can achieve all that stuff that you said earlier through other careers that aren't monat. Also, this whole dream dealer thing, that's not something that you should be telling people. I sell you a dream. Like, that's the problem with MLMs, is that they sell you a dream. They can't actually promise you money. Which is what people want with jobs typically, is money. I don't know about you, but I want a job where it's guaranteed I'll get money. Whether that be a shitty minimum wage job or just your regular full-time, I want to make sure I'm getting money. Dreams are free, okay? If your dream requires money, get a job to pay in order to work towards that. Don't get a job that will allow you to dream more, which that truly does not even make any sense anymore. A dream dealer, that's not very good, and that's something that a lot of MLMs capitalize on. It kind of sounds like she's saying, I get people to pay me so I can tell them what they should dream. People pay me to tell me their dreams. It's like, huh? What? Anyways, last little snippet of the clip. Let's go ahead and knock this out of the park.
What's your dream, girl? Let's do it. Money is a vessel that will take you to places you could only dream of. Only in dreams is what monat does. Like, yep, every single thing that you could imagine happening in your life could happen from this opportunity. So if you believed that with all your heart and you had witnessed that happening over and over and over again for people in your life, you tell me that you shut up. Because you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You'd be shouting from the rooftops just like I do every single day about how every single person needs to do this. I sit over here on the sidelines and I'm like, please, guys, do yourself a favor. It's one decision. The most expensive way to join that you're going to get almost, $2,000 in product is $799. That's the most expensive. Think about how much money people spend on going to school. Think about how much money people spend on starting a business. You guys, when I did my small business, like female entrepreneur events where I would be talking to who were hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. We're talking $799, and actually you could start with as little as $199. The fact that people could sit on the sidelines and be a hater, God, it speaks volumes about them, not you. So if you haven't joined this business because you're worried about so-and-so talking shit about you, if so-and-so is going to talk shit about you starting a business, so-and-so is already talking shit about the way you eat, the way you look, your kids, you and your husband, all the things. If they're going to talk shit about shampoo, girl, they are talking shit about a lot of other things too.
Okay, so that was the end. The part that personally got me was when she was talking about the product pack. The most expensive one is $800, $799. And she says, think about how much people spend on school. And I wanted to bring this up because this is something I always think about, and this video just so happened to talk about it. And she happened to give me a perfect example of this because many MLM reps say this, but I don't know what the hatred or what the resentment is towards school. I think it's other MLM reps or the company themselves telling you like you don't need school to be a millionaire. You don't need school to do whatever, and then draining people of their wallets. I don't get why they think school is a scam. Well, should it be free? Precisely. Yes. School should be free. I don't know why it's like thousands of dollars, but I would hardly say that it is a bad example of, you know, spending your money incorrectly or spending your money in a non-frugal, unessential way, in an inessential way. Unessential. Not essential. I'm having trouble thinking right now. Because obviously when you're going to school, you're getting something beneficial. You are furthering education in a specific field, and you are obtaining a degree to help you get a job in said field. And there are many jobs out there that need people who have these degrees, who have proof that they have the knowledge for their field, for the job that they are applying for the job they have. There are jobs that someone who doesn't have a degree or someone who does have a degree can have. Like, people can have a job with no degree, someone can have that same job with a degree, but usually the person with a degree will get paid more. That's why people go to school. You'll get paid more if you have a degree. That's usually how it goes. I mean, it's not a perfect system, but that's a common thread. I don't want to live in a world where school isn't a thing. Truly, I love school. I really do. And I don't want to live in a world where you don't need a degree, you don't need to go to school in order to have certain job positions. I mean, just think about doctors running around here without going to medical school. That'd be fun, right? Anyways, I would like to conclude our video there because these ideologies and these mindsets truly scare me for one reason or another. But I'm also back here to say I'm back, hopefully with more videos. It's probably gonna be pretty random, but hey, we're getting them out there, and that's all that really matters. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe, all that jazz. And if you are someone who likes podcasts, I got a podcast for you. My sister has been doing a podcast called Reading Into It, where she rereads books from childhood, you know, just those classic books that we all have read in our childhood. Very funny, very interesting. She has an English degree, important. So she has an English degree, so she has a lot of insightful input on the books that she is reading. She's currently reading the series of unfortunate events, and the last book will probably be the last book, The End. That podcast episode might be out when this comes out, I don't know, but I'll have her podcast linked in the description below. I was also on the most recent episodes, so go ahead and check that out and hear me on there if you so please to. And that is going to be all for this video. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey, and as always, thanks for watching.